I don't think that some players have that drive, like that dog in them to just like not be scared the next time they go, like take what they actually learn, like really think about it, really apply it. Um, like I don't even really have high hopes for Berserker internationally. Like it's just he's such a one-dimensional player, and he's so like. Hopefully, we don't send FlyQuest. I think Jensen won't take anything out of it. I think, wow, live patch is like really interesting because I think so many people have awful meta reads. Um, that's just fucking turbo bait. Like, what's interesting though is that now scrims have kind of changed where you would book one team and we'd scrim like 11 to 6 p.m., right? But now we book two teams a lot of the time. Dude, it was so fun back then.
So I'm joined with Palafox after what felt like a very long game, even though game time wise it might not be that long. Talk to me about those pauses. A lot of people on Twitter have been complaining that like they don't care about the game anymore because the pauses are so long. So how was that from your end? How do you stay focused, and how does that affect your gameplay?
Yeah, the pause came right after we just made a bad play on mid, and we like died. I flashed away and we got pushed out. Um, I think we were kind of just refocused by my bot lane saying that their bot's just getting fucked. um, what ended up happening is their bot lane lagged, and we chrono braked it right before they made a trade. I guess like during those pauses, because it was so long, we're kind of just like not allowed to talk at first. Then during the end, we're just like joking around, and then you have like 20 seconds to just refocus. Like, what's the game plan? What's happening? Where people are? Um, and I think you just have to have like a good memory for like what happened before, and that's kind of how you refocus. The good part is though, after they chrono braked a little bit, and their bot lane like healed up because that trade was happened because they lagged. Their bot lane took a very similar trade like 10 seconds later apparently. So
All right, and who's like refocusing you guys like 20 seconds before the game starts? Is it everyone just getting in the zone, or is there someone who's like kind of recapping what happens?
I think it's like everybody recapping the information. I think like this time it started with like FBI, Juan, Vic, and like I don't have anything to add because they're already talking. So yeah, mostly them this time.
All right, you guys are 2-1 now. Cloud9 are 3-0. You guys are and FlyQuest, I think, are the ones that are at the top of the table. What can we expect from NRG? I know you guys are not usually a very good like regular season team, but should the like what as a fans, what expectations should we have of this team?
Okay, the expectations I have for myself, first and foremost, is just to make sure that I'm having a good read on the meta, making sure that I'm healthy for like international events, and like playing the best that I can, and like kind of pushing myself to the limit of all those, right? And what that means to me is like I don't there's no way that like in my mind that C9 is just unbeatable. Like the international teams are better than C9, right? It's like great that they have this narrative. I'm glad that they won their first game against us, so we can come out as underdogs for the next one. Um, but otherwise, I think like my expectations for myself and for NRG is like win the split, make MSI, and just get some international practice.
Talk to me about that international practice, because we've heard this over and over and over again from North American representatives that, oh, we may have lost this time, but we're going to take our learnings, we're going to come back, we're going to do so much better. You have Cloud9 like basically going to every international event the past like 4 years or something, except for that MSI where EG won, and doesn't look like they're improving or in terms of international results. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you improved from there? Are there takeaways? Like, is it actually beneficial?
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference between us and even C9 right now and FlyQuest is like I think that like Dokla, me, contracts, Huhi, and FBI, like we don't just think that we're gonna lose, or like we don't just roll over and die, right? And I think that nobody's really scared to int. And obviously, you can even see this by the ending. Like me and Dokla just jumped in the fountain to try to kill Rakan, right? Um, but I think what that really means to me is like I don't think that some players have that drive, like that dog in them to just like not be scared the next time they go. Like take what they actually learn, like really think about it, really apply it. Um, and the only person on C9 that I can see that really does it is like Jojo. Jojo does it. and maybe Vulcan, and I think that that's it. Like I don't even really have high hopes for Berserker internationally. Like it's just he's such a one-dimensional player, and he's so like I feel like he's like a little bit locked in a certain mindset that I don't know if he will ever really like be good internationally. But obviously, like hopefully he proves me wrong. I want him to, you know. Other than that, like hopefully we don't send Flag Quest. I think Jensen won't take anything out of it. Um, and I'd rather send like APA because I think he really got a lot from it.
All right. Actually, they did show your voice comms when you were diving, and you were like, "Man, my Jin doesn't want to dive with us. Doesn't want to int with us." Yeah. Um, Another thing that you guys had but don't have is Demonte. You had Demonte working with you last split. He's currently on FlyQuest right now. How does that change your method of improvement? Because I know he worked closely with you.
Yeah, I think it's just um I used to lean on him a lot for like rough days during scrims or refocusing. There's also like some lane matchup stuff or like not lane matchup, sorry. I think mostly he was like bigger idea, bigger picture. Um that type of stuff he was really, really good at. I think during the end I kind of got a lot of like what he could teach me out of it, but I'm still getting used to not having like that person I can lean on to be like, fuck, today's not going so well in scrims. Like this is what I should take out of it. This is like how I'm thinking, right? I'm still kind of building that type of relationship with my new positional. His name is Choo Choo's.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I definitely am missing like the vibes, you know, a little bit because me and Aaron haven't really built that close of a relationship yet.
All right. Another thing that happened, lost sort of LCS wide, is that we only have 8 teams. There's a lot of changes. We only have 8 teams, so I wanted to know how that affects your practice, and then I also wanted to know how live patches have affected like your practice and your teams.
I think, wow, live patch is like really interesting because I think so many people have awful meta reads. Um, I feel like if you were to ever ask my coaches or ask my teammates, like I'm really stubborn on what I think is good, and I have like a method for why it is, but it may not be apparent. Like I don't necessarily think Azir's that good right now. Um, Obviously I still picked him, but he really has to fit in the right scenario for him to be good. And you see like LCK teams, NA teams, like they're just picking Azir because they're like, oh, he's like the most broken champion ever. That's just fucking turbo bait. Like a lot of players don't really have like a good play style right now, I think. And our practice is changing with 8 teams. I'm kind of realizing that we kind of need to kick it into high gear a little bit earlier. I was slacking a bit in the beginning, so now there's just more energy being brought to scrims. I'm making sure that I'm waking up a bit earlier. I'm getting a little bit more caffeine. I kind of went on a caffeine detox, which was a mistake during scrims, so that was pretty bad. So there's that. What's interesting though is that now scrims have kind of changed where you would book one team and we'd scrim like 11 to 6 p.m., right? But now we book 2 teams a lot of the time. So let's say if it's like a good and a bad thing, right? If you're playing a really good team and you're having a really good scrim set, then you might change teams to second block and you're like, ah, shit. Or you can like test out your theories of that first block to second block. And then sometimes it's like, well, you're playing against a really bad team. You're like, well, we're just warming up and then you play a better team later. Like, it's just kind of nice, I think. There's a lot of net positives for that one.
All right. I really appreciate your time. Anything you want to say to the fans?
Thank you for supporting us. Hopefully, even though there was pauses, we made the game really fun by giving you guys a bit of a heart attack. um, but yeah, have a good one.
All right. You too. Take care, man. Thank you so much for watching. Week 2 LCS interviews are way better than Week 1. You'll notice better audio, better video, better questions leading to better answers. I'm really enjoying getting these interviews out to you guys, so please subscribe if you like them. I'm trying to sign up for the League Partner Program, the LPP, and need 1,000 subs for that, so keep them coming, please.